What is up, everybody? It's me, Sarah, from the Mountain Witch Tarot channel. We're doing a quick little spread for Donald Trump's mid-September. I'm getting ready to film his Grand Tableau again. This will be the second time I've filmed it. So I wanted to start off with a small 3x5 to kind of get a sense of what are going to be the most important things happening around mid-September for Trump and the regime. And as you can see, we have a couple of things going on here that's pretty interesting. So the first line that actually stands out to me is the bottom line. Now, there's a whole theory about, importance from top to bottom and what type of energy is pressing on other types of energy. But the most important line that I see is right here. And I feel like this, of course, most likely has to do with his health, because we do see the tree card coming up here with the clouds, especially with the dark side of the clouds facing the tree. I think we're seeing another nosedive with Donald Trump's health. And we do have the fox card here, which indicates that something is wrong. The fox always comes out to tell us something is wrong. Now, at the same time, the double meaning here is that the fox card is a card of work, so it could be referencing having to work overtime. He is really, really burdened. It's not an easy job for a young man, much less someone in Donald Trump's condition. So I kind of feel like not only is the fox card here to tell us that something is definitely kind of progressing, getting worse with his health, and that there's quite a bit of confusion surrounding it. It's also here to tell us that he is overspent and just kind of pushing himself a little bit too hard and too far to try to hold up his strongman appearance. Now, we do have the heart card and the snake card here as well, which is really interesting to go along with this line, because this is most likely, something to do with his heart. Could be something to do with possibly, I definitely feel like this is some type of problem with his heart directly. I really don't get anything else energetically from those two cards. So I feel like that's going to be the most prominent problem that we see from him in mid-September. So we're going to see some health issues really kind of ramp up. Now let's go back up to the top here. The top line is a little bit enigmatic, I'll tell you. We do reassign the house card. So the house is actually the White House, and we have the key right next to it, which is some type of access or answers that lie within the White House. Now, what makes this line so interesting is his first three cards. And as I was kind of looking at these, meditating on these, I thought about, how birds, when they get kind of scared, they all fly away, they scatter into the air, and it's kind of a couple of seconds of this frenetic energy, right? It, even if it happens right above your head, you kind of can feel the panic and the energy of a flock of birds scattering off into the air. So I kind of got that from that card, and then them leaving behind this tiny gnawing mess, like, some type of small problem that can potentially get out of hand, something that can leave a pretty serious mess behind. And then I think it kind of gets amplified here with the anchor card, because after that, I got this sense of, well, here this problem is getting heavier and bigger, and it's not a problem at some point that you can just pick up and move. And all of this is affiliated with this, access or answers found within the White House. So, but that one's up in the air. So, it's maybe possibly slightly less important than, say, like the third line right here. But let's take a look at the center line. So this one's kind of interesting. We see some type of like deep financial situation happening in government. So I think also with Trump at the very center of the spread and the administration right next to him, I think we're going to see them kind of pulling together. And then, of course, the lily, we usually reassign to be his presidential duty to the country, which make all the jokes you want about that. Go for it, seriously. But in all seriousness, though, it's interesting that whatever this issue is, they're going to have to pull together, I think, to kind of work on this to get it under control. It's almost like something gets a little bit out of control here. And, looking at kind of the cross through the center, he has the anchor right above his head. So there's almost like there's this question of stability and kind of rebalancing, recentering. It's almost like there's a problem associated with that. And he's going to need the administration's help to get back to a point where, he has that stability and harmony, at least to their liking. Maybe not to ours, but at least to their liking. Here's an interesting little tidbit. If we kind of zero in on this block of cards right here, where we've got Trump, the administration, Lily, Fox, Heart, and Snake. And I think this has something to do with the fate line, which we haven't got to yet, but I'm going to tell you about this part first. So with this one, there is a big energy of deception. It's going to look like one thing, but it's actually going to be another. And it's definitely something in self-interest, definitely something that is, with the Lily and Snake card here, I just feel like it's almost like you're offering someone an olive branch that is filled with neurotoxins, like something really, metaphorically speaking, of course, but something bad disguised as something good. You know what I mean? But like an offering. So I think olive branch was probably the best way to put it. So I got it right the first time. But so it's an insincere heart. Definitely a lot of insincerity here. A lot of, which we see that all the time, don't we? So that's not a surprise. But we do have it here in the cards, so I wanted to point it out. Now let's talk about the fate line. The fate line has a very interesting message, and I've tried to see this from a couple of different perspectives, but there's really only one thing that comes through for me as far as the fate line goes. And CK right there at the bottom, I think there's going to be a lot of heralding praise, a lot of talking about this person's accolades and how fantastic they were and what a wonderful person they were. And it's funny that this is all kind of at the bottom of a lot of insincerity and a lot of, we got a lot of bad cards here, a lot of cards to indicate like deception and malice and confusion. And for some reason, I don't even like to misuse this word, but I really want to say gaslighting, just kind of blowing smoke, up someone, where. And there's all these negative cards here. And then we have like this at the bottom. So normally this message would be one that is good, but with so much negative energy pressing down on it, I kind of just feel like it has something to do with the insincerity that we're seeing here from Trump and the administration, and just the self-interest and the heartfelt things and the messages of peace and well wishes right next to the snake card. But this is definitely someone singing the praises of a loyalist, and we know who that loyalist is. And maybe even some type of event. There could be some type of gathering, because with the star card and the bouquet on each side, there could be like a vigil or a dinner or, something on that hideous patio where the rose garden used to be. So, it could be seeing something like that. And what do we have directly above it? We have self-interest. We have emotional connections and ties. And we have the tree, which in this context, if we isolate these 6 cards, the tree sucking the energy out of these other cards. And just once again, kind of making things feel flimsy and not sincere. So Probably a couple other things I could point out here, especially if we do some mirroring and nodding. But I think it's a lot of just basically reiterated information. The overall theme is quite obviously hiding things and being disingenuous and, still only being concerned about your own best interest. And of course, right at the center of the reading. So hope you guys like these little super short videos. I'm going to try to do more of these instead of posting them over on Blue Sky, because Blue Sky is kind of like a dead mall. I'm going to just start posting them here and see how they do. And you guys let me know if you like these little super short videos. And I will make a ton more because they're fun. They're fun and quick and easy and, easy to digest. All right, guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. Please do click the like button. And if you're new here and you like political divination, feel free to check out some of my other videos. And if you want to stick around, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day.